Hello, hockey fans. My name is David. Thought I would start this video recording at 4:12 on the afternoon of Thursday, 6th of October, 2022 North American Eastern Time, 5:12 over in the Atlantic Time Zone. Where later on Thursday, a game between the Ottawa Senators and the Montreal Canadiens will be taking place. Get a bit more about later about the lack of an English language broadcast of that game. But first, I would present a couple a couple headlines about regarding Canadian teams. Well, one of them is the Canucks finally managed to win a preseason game. Whether that momentum is sustainable, we shall see. Because again, all the teams in the NHL are pretty much playing games that are within like a 3-hour or so flight time of their home arenas, and that includes would mean that for example the Leafs, my hometown Leafs, playing games not only not outside their home time zone, but pretty much with the only American team they're getting to play, the Detroit Red Wings. They are on this week. Friday game at Little Caesars Arena in the southeast of Michigan, and then Scotiabank Arena the following evening. So yes, whether the Canucks win was not pretty, 5-4, but it counts. That perhaps momentum will finally be going the Canucks' way. Who knows? So let's see what happens. I mean, after all, Canucks have long been futile. I mean, a couple playoff rounds they ended up winning in 2020 in the Rogers Place Edmonton bubble, but that was it under then GM Jim Benning. And now present news about Jake Virtanen, a draft bust with the Vancouver Canucks. Before a couple of seasons ago, his draft team bought out whatever portion of his contract had been remaining. At that time, he had been facing a charge of sexual assault, but on which charge he had been acquitted. Well, he decided to undergo a professional tryout during the preseason with the Edmonton Oilers, but ended up coincidentally seeing his tenure with his new team come to an end, coincidentally, in British Columbia, over in Abbotsford, home of the American Hockey League affiliate of the Vancouver Canucks, known also as the Abbotsford Canucks, or Abbey Canucks for short. So yes, Virtanen was a bust in the with the Canucks. I believe he put up a couple of assists with the Oilers, but he really didn't make a good impression. And for me, it's just that he was a crappy player. I mean, the bottom six, the Leafs could use him in a bottom six. I have a message for Kyle Dubas. Please don't touch Virtanen with a 10-foot pole. There have been too many Virtanen types in terms of quality. Dubas, during your tenure as GM, we all know what's occurred during various playoff series. Lack of secondary scoring has been a problem in each of them, even if not to the same degree as necessarily against the Lightning as against the Habs or Blue Jackets, but still was a problem. And basically, there have been times when the Leafs have been a one-line team, so again, it'll be a huge mistake if Dubas decides to give Virtanen a try, because low quality bottom six players are not what the Leafs need. They need good quality bottom six players, which is what they haven't had during the postseason during Dubas' tenure. And there were too many bottom six players for the Leafs who just didn't produce nearly enough as they had needed to. During the Lightning series, and in the spring. So yeah, I wish Virtanen all the best wherever he decides to go. Just hopefully not playing with the Leafs. Thank you very much. Leafs, Dubas. The Leafs do not need another Virtanen type player. But again, anyway, we'll see what happens. Hopefully Virtanen does not come the Leafs' way. But in the meantime, he is an unrestricted free agent after a not-so-good professional tryout. Now I'm going to get to the game between the Senders and the Habs. Well, if it happens to be, there is an English language broadcast on radio, on Ottawa TSN radio station, TSN 1200. Well, it sucks, though, that in terms of TV broadcast, there's only one, and it's in French, via Montreal-based French-language TV network, TVA Sports. Wow, doesn't it suck that it's only available in French? If you want a video, it's only available in French. I wish there was a way to put subtitles on TV. I'm not sure if there is. But we'll see. But if there isn't, I do have a kind of an upper intermediate level of French, so I'll see what happens. How much I understand of the broadcast. But again, it just sucks. There have been games that have been on, have been on, at least on the, teams, various Canadian teams' websites, that not on, Sportsnet, or TSN or NHL Network, whatever. I really follow only the Canadian teams because there are only 7 of them, and it's been a while since one of them has won a Stanley Cup. So we'll see what happens. Definitely looking forward to watching that game. It's the only one. Well, yeah, the only one featuring a Canadian team. But yeah, it's just, it kind of sucks that there's only one that that have it playing, and it's not available in French. I believe it's taking place in Gander, in the northeast of the island of Newfoundland. The next game will be taking place between the two teams on Saturday in the southeastern New Brunswick town of Bouctouche. So we're in predominantly French-speaking part of that province. The game will also be on TVA Sports. There's going to be a game with the Leafs on that Saturday, so definitely going to be watching the Leafs because I'm a fan of the Leafs. It's just too bad the Leafs haven't won a playoff series during much of my adult life, but see what happens against Red Wings. It's a different team. See if the Leafs can elevate the game, or at least continue playing as well as they have been, and beat the Red Wings both times. Those wins will provide huge momentum if they happen for the Leafs, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, go Leafs, go.